just pick up where I left off. Building a coven. Today has been difficult. Another letter arrived, and still nothing, not a single word. By the afternoon I was crying, and in my despair Clay returned, asking if something was wrong, to which I replied, I can't control what they do. He asked if there was something they could do. I asked him if they wrote, which I already knew they did. And when he confirmed, I said there was nothing else they could do. I was so moved, all the more with his departing thought. We're with you. I heard him tell them I was upset, and I felt them all praying for me, wanting Alistair to reconcile with me. We all felt it. Willow feels absent, yet instrumental. He came back soon enough, asking me if it would help if we did Hamlet. Very insistent. And I had to admit, yes, of course. He tells me, my daughter wants to play Ophelia, and my bewilderment feels complete. Where I once fantasized happy thoughts about us, now when she tells me that abomination inside of her she intends to name after me, I fantasize about blowing my brains out the moment she yells my name, giving birth to another man's baby. Only then is the ritual complete, and my life will have its meaning, will meet its end. And to be clear, if you think anyone else will be on her mind the moment she shits that Cyclops out into the world, you haven't been paying attention. It is so perverse and disgusting, my mind is incapable of concocting it. These conjurings have no place in my heart and mind. I know masochism is a recurring motif in the films, but this is exorbitant. It just feels evil now, and it kills me inside. While walking, Alistair and I discuss how everything's fucked up. I guess he didn't actually expect them to write, to which I would ask, why? Because I wrote? They know I can do it, and they know how badass it is. As he tells me, it just can't be right now. He pauses, saying, I don't want to keep going. It feels like someone else is here. Annabella whispers, it's Clay. He asked me if I would write. I said I will, and he left. Clam is playing in Albany this weekend, the weekend before Halloween, October 25 through 27. The bass player for the Grateful Dead has passed away, given up the ghost. Phil Lesh, rest in peace. His book, Searching for the Sound, is a wonderful memoir I enjoyed reading all those years ago. I was writing about him, crying, grieving, and Clay came, asking if I was thinking about him, Phil. Asked if the letter was in the mail, and told me they all cried too. Tomorrow is Halloween. I have tonight and tomorrow night. I have tonight and tomorrow night in this other hostel across town. It's full of European tourists, but I met one American here watching David Gilmour. Would that I have the means. I have no doubt it is worth the cost of admission. My flight to Alabama is scheduled for the afternoon, November 1st. Lisa, Clay's daughter, has emerged. Given how everything with Willow has gone, I told her to fuck off immediately. I grow weary of this treatment. She says she wants to be close. Clay says things about the heart. It is so confusing. This has never been what I wrote. I acquiesce. With all of it sitting so heavy upon me, I call my mother and ask her to help me with some money to buy booze to relax. She got upset and blocked me. I'm not that surprised. She is indoctrinated by her professional instruction. I am alone once again. Not a single soul to talk to about any of it. It has become a willful agoraphobic. I have become a willful agoraphobic. All of the time I've spent outside with no shelter from the storm has bred a contempt for the outside world. I feel there is nothing for me out there, and so have gone nowhere today. Writing constantly, napping, conversing as best as an alien in an alien land can. I am in a fog. My every breath feels perilous. I tell Lisa to help someone else instead of hang out in my head. Her father approves of my demeanor, my expectations. I don't like these games anymore. The mind seems a wasteland to me. I sought to fill it with good things: love, wisdom, music, poetry. I would rather know. But now I am seeing something else. Something I would prefer to know only in books. It is the heaviest burden anyone can bear. The worst density. Magic, sorcery, intention, will, thought energies, the casting of a spell, power. 'Tis as easy as lying. When I think on her, Willow, who is always as close as she sees fit, doing what she does, strolling through the corridors of anyone's mind she wants to inhabit, feels very disgusting to me. It is sick, in no way healthy, a pitiable obsession, pathological. I called myself a sin-eater when I offered to take my curse back. But objectively, it seems in analyzing Willow's actions, she, in fact, gains something she desires or finds enjoyment in stealing psychologies, lying with reckless abandon. Undoubtedly, most people are flat, one-dimensional, fill half a page with their whole lives. I would guess most of her friends are other nepotism babies, which does them no favors in the development of character. I am not a monkey in a cage, you fucking miserable whore. She's the real writer. My mind thinks double entendre. I'll never give her this satisfaction. It's too funny. Fuck you for behaving this way. So many nights now I've listened to Hamlet and felt them with me. Willow, Alistair, Annabella, and it feels special. When I think on Lisa and Clay, Alistair and everyone tell me it's not bullshit. He pleads with me to see, but it seems too good to be true. I've never felt close to anyone. I am closer to them by product of her design than anyone. Yet why do I worry they seek to destroy me? I found an old encyclopedia in Hebrew and have confiscated it. I'll mail it to Alistair when I land, where the catapult launches me. I told him, don't say I never gave you anything, and if you can't read it, you give it to Annabella's father. He said something which only surprised me a little. So you haven't forgotten about me. How could I ever forget family? He wishes me well. He tells me he loves me, that he sees me as his son too, and assures me we will meet soon. Perhaps one day he can teach me to read Hebrew, the ability to read the 3 primary languages being necessary for full proliferation of spirit, unlocking the hologram. Alistair assures me it's just a couple months, that everything's too fresh, too hideous, and I know he's right. But with Clam it felt like we would move forward, as it is sublime, in terms of scope and optics. It is a real gesture to make it right, my error of inaction in June. And I would say fair, being Madison Square Garden, 30,000 in attendance, my rant would make a whole subsect of the viewing public go see the film twice. Hashtag saw it again challenge. My point being, I know how much I fucked up. If I had done everything right, I would have done everything I could to keep Willow away. Daughter's never factored into writing her father, though I know she too has a lethal charm. When I thought her sincere, I thought the writers would be enough for Alistair to let us be together. And when it became obvious she hates me, I offered my favorite band as an alternative to our mutual humiliation, and they've expressed interest. He says we have to wait. It is as fucked up as anything can be. Tragic tedium. My melancholy sits unbrewed in my misty mountain madness. I left the hostel around 10 a.m. and set out walking towards LAX. I arrived exhausted several hours later, having written almost consistently every day all year. My bag is overburdened with my notebooks. Gumshoe rumination. It is the most I have written in 1 year. Approaching the ticket counter, Alistair was reassuring. You're coming back, don't worry, you're coming back. It's just a couple months, and the like. There is no ticket. My mother did not actually buy the ticket, only reserved it. I am back where I began, lost with no resources, brought to the edges of sanity. The sun will be gone soon. I'm sitting in the United Terminal. There is nowhere for me to go, nor do I have the strength to get anywhere, having no money, no shelter, no sanctuary. All curses double back. Now have I humiliated myself enough? I'll get my cash assistance and food stamps in 2 days and 4 days, respectively. I won't be able to do anything until then. How can my life seem so rich and full while crippled with isolation? My thoughts dwell in despair. I want to ask if I've done anything to deserve all of this, but I know I haven't. I'm devoted to goodness for its own sake, flaws notwithstanding. She really seems awful. She makes me resent being trusting and loving. She used those qualities against me for sport, the cruelest behavior conceivable, to torture. No other reason. Maybe even she believes it when she tells me she loves me. Sociopaths always believe their own lies. The temple at Delphi is the only good place she could end up on her current trajectory. If she mutates her intention, I mean. Otherwise, her psyche will be so waterlogged, her malignancies of thought will degrade into sorcery and necromancy. Her perversions will continue until there is nowhere left to go. Ritual blood magic, anthropomancy, the purest violent evil. Virgin sacrifices, yielding hormonal influx as to satiate the ceaseless craving. Mephisto always destroys Faust, and she will find her moment she hopes never ends, and the devil will get his due. 3 days have passed. Clay, Lisa, and Q have now become psychic staples, as with Alistair, Willow, Annabella, her father. When I think on it, Alistair and Annabella tell me not to overthink it at first, but eventually admit they reached out when they heard Clay ask if there was anything they, Clan, could do when I was upset after they wrote. Around the same time, Niche became aware of our continued separation. I know they all helped me as best as they were able, and I am forever in their debt. I do so very much hope I have some way to pay them all back. Having not eaten for over 50 hours, when my benefits arrived this morning, I walked many emaciated miles to the first gas station I saw near the closest train stop to the airport. I bought a cup of coffee, phone charger, and a pack of smokes. While waiting in line, I asked the 2 guys behind me if either of them knew where a dispensary was. Only one answered, offering cross streets sincerely. Sitting outside on the curb, I lit a cig and relaxed. After only a minute, a van pulled up and stopped right next to me. It was the same guy from inside. He rolled down the window and asked me what I was looking for, in a weed sort of way, not a homosexual sort of way. To which I said, "Oh, just a pre-roll." He took a cigarette cellophane and stuffed it with a solid 8 and maybe 10 papers, telling me he had just gotten off work. A solid 8th and maybe 10 papers, telling me he had just gotten off work and that he knows how it is. I would guess he grows it. I thanked him and he drove away. I rolled a fat joint, hit it 3 times, then stuffed my face across the street at Denny's and walked back to the airport to charge my phone.